Men, listen carefully. This is something most guys never fully understand. A woman rejecting you doesn't always mean the door is closed. In fact, more often than you think, women come back, and it's not random. There are real, predictable patterns in female psychology that explain why she'll return, even after saying no. Understanding these patterns can change how you approach dating entirely, giving you clarity and control instead of confusion and frustration. Many men make the mistake of overreacting when a woman rejects them. They beg, overtext, or try to prove their worth. That's exactly what pushes her further away. The truth is, when a woman comes back, she's assessing your value, not just superficially, but emotionally, socially, and psychologically. She's looking to see if you have the confidence, independence, and composure she subconsciously desires. This video will break it down in a way you can actually use. You'll learn the triggers that make women reconsider, the mistakes men make that keep them stuck in rejection, and the subtle behaviors that draw her back naturally. We'll go deep into how her attraction works after rejection, so you can spot it, respond the right way, and take advantage of timing, emotional dynamics, and your own self-worth to shift the game. By the end of this, you'll not only understand why women come back after rejecting you, you'll know exactly how to handle it, keep your dignity, and even increase your chances of turning that maybe into a solid connection. No guesswork, no confusing signals, just clear, actionable insights straight from female psychology. 1. The pull of curiosity. One of the main reasons a woman comes back after rejecting you is pure curiosity. Men often underestimate this because it doesn't feel tangible. But trust me, it's real and powerful. When a woman says no, it triggers her brain in a way that makes her think about what she might be missing. She's watching from a distance, observing your behavior, and silently asking herself questions. Why didn't he chase? Why didn't he overreact? Who is he really? This curiosity can work strongly in your favor if you understand it and play it subtly. Here's what happens psychologically. When she rejects you, she assumes you've lost interest or moved on. Women are wired to notice what they can't have immediately, and when they see a man maintaining his confidence and life outside her, her curiosity spikes. She starts to wonder if she misjudged you, if she underestimated your value, or if she actually wants what she just turned down. That tension, wanting what's no longer instantly available, is exactly what brings women back. This is where most men fail. They try to fix the rejection with texts, calls, or emotional displays, thinking persistence equals attraction. It doesn't. The pull of curiosity disappears if you chase, and what could have drawn her back naturally becomes a reason to lose respect for you. Instead, focus on living your life fully, maintain your social circle, pursue your goals, and stay present in your own growth. Show subtle signs that life is good without her, but don't make it obvious or performative. A woman noticing your independence and stability without needing her approval triggers curiosity in a strong, almost magnetic way. Timing also plays a key role. The longer you maintain composure and don't overreact, the more she starts analyzing the situation. Small changes in your social behavior, posts, or interactions can subtly remind her of your value. Her curiosity is often sparked by minimal gestures, a confident story shared with friends, a social photo where you're thriving, even a subtle mention of a new activity or goal. She sees this, evaluates it, and starts questioning her earlier rejection. The key takeaway here is control. Don't try to manufacture curiosity through manipulation. Instead, create it by being self-sufficient, confident, and emotionally balanced. Women notice the man who doesn't collapse after rejection, and that curiosity can pull her back toward you naturally. She doesn't want a desperate man. She wants a man who can exist fully without her and still be magnetic enough to make her wonder why she walked away. Understanding this dynamic is the first step in seeing why women return, and it sets the foundation for handling the next moves correctly. 2. The role of regret. Regret is a powerful force in female psychology, and it's one of the main reasons women come back after rejecting a man. Unlike men, who often act quickly on desire, women tend to make decisions based on a combination of emotion, logic, and timing. When she says no initially, she might feel confident in her choice at the moment, but as time passes, doubts creep in. She begins to replay interactions in her mind, noticing moments she overlooked or undervalued. That internal questioning creates a fertile ground for regret. What triggers this? It's usually a combination of two things: observing your continued confidence and seeing how your absence affects her life. If she realizes that your presence had more value than she initially thought, or that you didn't react with desperation, she starts reconsidering her choice. Men often underestimate the effect of absence. Giving her space after rejection is crucial. When you maintain your composure, continue building your life, and show her that her rejection didn't shake your world, it plants seeds of regret. She begins to notice that she may have misread your value. Regret also comes from comparison. Women naturally observe social dynamics, and she may see you thriving, dating, or simply enjoying life while she's left reflecting on what she passed up. That feeling of missing out is powerful. Unlike curiosity, which is drawn from intrigue, regret comes from emotional evaluation. She feels a gap that you filled in a way that no one else does. This emotional gap can prompt her to reconsider her initial decision and create a window for her to return. Here's how men often blow this opportunity. Chasing, over-explaining, or trying to win her back immediately destroys the emotional tension that regret creates. Regret is strongest when it develops organically. She must arrive at the conclusion herself that she made a mistake. Any attempt to convince her otherwise pushes her further away. Instead, the key is subtlety. Live your life fully, let her see your value indirectly, and don't make her decision about her. Make it about her realizing what she's missing naturally. Timing matters here too. Regret often appears weeks or even months after the initial rejection. She doesn't usually come back immediately unless the connection was extremely strong. Understanding this allows you to stay patient, confident, and calm. The more you show that you're unshaken, the stronger her regret becomes. Remember, regret is emotional. It's her feeling, not her rational reasoning. Your role is to embody confidence, maintain high standards, and let her experience that emotional gap. That combination will make her more likely to return with genuine interest, rather than temporary curiosity or fleeting attraction. 3. Confidence. Above all, confidence is the single most magnetic trait a man can have, and it directly affects whether a woman comes back after rejecting you. When she initially says no, she's testing more than just attraction. She's testing your emotional stability, your sense of self, and your ability to operate independently of her approval. A man who collapses or begs immediately confirms her doubts, but a man who holds steady in his confidence creates a powerful pull. Women notice confidence at both conscious and subconscious levels, and it often dictates their behavior more than words or gestures. Confidence isn't about arrogance or showing off. It's about presence. It's being grounded in who you are, knowing your worth, and not letting a temporary setback dictate your behavior. When a woman sees that you're still thriving, still socializing, and still pursuing your goals despite her rejection, she starts re-evaluating her decision. The mental calculation goes something like this. If he's unaffected by me rejecting him, maybe I underestimated him. Maybe he's actually high value. That mental shift is what brings her back, not your words, texts, or pleas. Many men make the mistake of assuming that confidence is about pretending not to care. True confidence is about embodying self-reliance while remaining emotionally appealing. It's enjoying life without her approval, but still being capable of deep connection. This duality, independence combined with subtle availability, creates an almost irresistible energy that draws women back. She begins to wonder what life would be like with someone so secure and composed. Small behaviors amplify confidence. The way you speak, the tone you use when interacting with others, even the casual way you handle challenges communicates your inner stability. Social proof also plays a role. Seeing that you're respected, admired, or appreciated in other areas of life strengthens her perception of your value. Confidence also eliminates desperation, which is a huge turn-off. Desperation signals low value and scarcity, but confidence signals abundance. A woman returning after rejection wants to see abundance. She wants to feel that connection is a choice for you, not a requirement. Finally, confidence is about consistency. She doesn't just notice your composure once. She notices it over time. Every time you demonstrate that rejection didn't break your world, it reinforces her attraction and curiosity. By holding your ground, living your life fully, and staying true to your identity, you position yourself as a man worth reconsidering. Confidence isn't optional. It's essential. Without it, no amount of charm, gifts, or persuasion will bring her back in a meaningful way. 4. Emotional triggers. Women often come back after rejecting a man because of emotional triggers, subtle moments that make them feel a connection, nostalgia, or desire they can't ignore. Men tend to focus too much on rational explanations. Did she like me? Did I say the wrong thing? But women respond first to feelings, not logic. Emotional triggers are the invisible currents that pull her back toward you without her even realizing it. Understanding these triggers gives you the upper hand in modern dating. One of the strongest triggers is familiarity combined with positive memories. If you left a mark on her life, made her laugh, challenged her mind, or gave her genuine attention, those experiences linger. Women replay these moments in their head, often idealizing them over time. Even small gestures you did naturally, like showing kindness or confidence, can resurface as emotional pull. She remembers the way you made her feel, not just what you said. These triggers are subtle, but they are powerful enough to make her reconsider her rejection. Another emotional trigger is scarcity of attention without desperation. When you stop pursuing after rejection, but maintain your presence indirectly, through mutual friends, social media, or casual encounters, you create a tension that awakens her emotions. She notices your absence emotionally, and that absence makes her feelings more noticeable. Women are wired to react emotionally to what they can't immediately have. If you appear detached, yet subtly present, you tap into a trigger that makes her question her initial choice. Confidence also doubles as an emotional trigger. A man who is calm, composed, and emotionally balanced communicates security and reliability, qualities women subconsciously value highly. When she sees that you aren't rattled or desperate, her emotions shift from dismissal to intrigue. She begins to wonder, why doesn't he need me the way I thought he did? This internal emotional conflict is what often drives her to return. Timing and context amplify emotional triggers. Interactions that remind her of shared experiences or moments where she felt excitement with you can reignite feelings. Even a casual conversation, a message that's witty but light, or seeing you in a social setting where you shine can awaken her emotions. The key is subtlety. Nothing forced, nothing overt. Emotional triggers work best when they feel organic, when her mind fills in the blanks and creates desire on its own. Understanding emotional triggers is about recognizing that attraction isn't purely physical or logical, it's deeply emotional. By leaving a positive impact, showing confidence, and creating moments where she feels your presence indirectly, you plant seeds that grow into her returning interest. The stronger her emotional reaction, the more likely she is to reassess her decision and come back with genuine curiosity and desire. 5. Timing and patience. Timing is everything when a woman comes back after rejecting you. Many men panic, assuming that once she says no, the opportunity is gone forever. That's a mistake. Women rarely make decisions in the moment based purely on attraction. They weigh emotions, social context, and personal priorities. If you respond too quickly, you ruin the natural flow. If you wait too long or disappear completely without leaving any impression, you risk losing her curiosity. The key is understanding the right balance, which comes down to patience and strategic timing. After a rejection, women often enter a period of reflection. They replay your interactions, consider your value, and compare what they have with what they passed up. This process isn't instant. It can take days, weeks, or even months. If you respect this process and avoid pushing or begging, you allow her to come to her own conclusions. The men who get results understand that patience isn't passive, it's active confidence. You continue building your life, staying social, and being visible in subtle ways, giving her time to notice what she's missing. Timing also works in terms of re-engagement. The first interaction after a rejection should be casual, light, and confident. Avoid heavy emotional conversations or apologizing for perceived mistakes. Your goal is to reintroduce yourself as someone interesting, stable, and independent. By choosing the right moment, when she's emotionally receptive rather than defensive, you maximize the chance that she'll respond positively. This is why patience matters. Rushing triggers resistance, while careful timing triggers curiosity and even regret. Another element of timing is observing her life context. Has she recently experienced something that makes her reconsider priorities, relationships, or emotional connections? Subtle awareness of her situation allows you to act at a moment when she's naturally open to reevaluating her decision. Men who succeed don't force her return. They align their actions with her internal emotional state, which dramatically increases the likelihood of her coming back. Patience also demonstrates emotional maturity, which is incredibly attractive. A man who can handle rejection with composure shows that he's secure, self-reliant, and capable of long-term value. Women are drawn to men who exhibit patience because it signals stability and reliability, qualities they subconsciously prioritize. This quiet strength amplifies attraction and often turns initial rejection into renewed interest. Ultimately, timing and patience are about control and restraint. You don't chase, you don't plead, and you don't over-explain. You live your life fully, stay visible in subtle ways, and wait for the right moment to re-engage. When done correctly, the combination of timing, patience, and strategic presence makes her more likely to return with genuine interest, curiosity, and emotional investment. You don't manipulate her. You let her come to the realization that you're the man she wants in her life. 6. Subtle signals. Women rarely announce their intentions outright when they're reconsidering a man. Instead, they drop subtle signals, small behaviors, words, or gestures that indicate they're thinking about you, evaluating you, or feeling drawn back. Recognizing these signals is crucial because they tell you whether she's moving from rejection toward curiosity, interest, or even desire. Men who miss these cues often misinterpret her behavior, either assuming she's completely gone or overreacting, which kills the chance of her returning. One common signal is increased attention in casual interactions. She might comment more on your social media, like your posts, or respond to messages faster than before, but without being overly flirtatious. These actions suggest she's curious and observing your life from a distance. Another subtle signal is body language. Lingering eye contact, open posture, or small touches when you're near. These nonverbal cues indicate she's evaluating you emotionally, testing how you respond without committing to a clear yes. Another signal is indirect communication. She may mention shared memories, bring up topics you used to discuss, or reference experiences that you had together. This isn't random. It's a way to gauge your reaction and rekindle emotional connection. Pay attention to her tone and context. If she's relaxed, playful, or nostalgic, it often indicates a positive emotional shift. Conversely, if her messages are cold or purely functional, she's likely still holding firm on her rejection. Subtle signals also appear socially. Women may ask mutual friends about you, attend events where they know you'll be present, or create situations that allow them to observe your confidence and lifestyle. These actions are low-risk ways for her to assess your value after rejecting you. A man who recognizes these signals can respond appropriately by maintaining composure, engaging naturally, and letting the interaction reinforce her curiosity and emotional pull without overplaying his hand. Understanding subtle signals is about patience, observation, and emotional intelligence. Don't overreact to a like, a comment, or a brief interaction. Instead, see these signs as opportunities to maintain your presence and demonstrate your value without desperation. The more you can create moments where she notices your life, confidence, and independence without forcing attention, the stronger her attraction grows. Subtlety works because women feel a shift emotionally before they act consciously. And your awareness of these signals allows you to respond in a way that naturally draws her back. Recognizing subtle signals separates men who panic from men who attract. When you can interpret her cues correctly and act with confidence and restraint, you set the stage for her return. She begins to see you not as someone to chase, but as someone she wants to pursue emotionally. An incredibly powerful shift in dynamic. 7. Taking control. When a woman comes back after rejecting you, the way you respond determines whether she becomes genuinely interested or loses respect. Taking control doesn't mean dominating her or forcing a decision. It means leading the interaction with confidence, clarity, and emotional authority. Men who react passively or with desperation often ruin their chances. The key is to set the tone, maintain your standards, and show that your value isn't negotiable. Control starts with your mindset. Understand that her return doesn't automatically mean she's fully committed or emotionally available. She's exploring options, assessing your worth, and weighing whether the connection is right for her. By approaching this moment with a calm, confident mindset, you signal that you're in charge of your life, not her decisions. This creates an immediate shift in attraction because women are drawn to men who have control over themselves and their circumstances. Next, control is about communication. Keep interactions light, playful, and confident. Avoid over-explaining why she matters or apologizing for past misunderstandings. Instead, focus on creating experiences where your presence feels valuable and enjoyable. Ask engaging questions, share stories that show your independence, and subtly highlight your qualities without boasting. Women respond to men who lead interactions emotionally, setting the pace and energy without being overbearing. Boundaries are another crucial part of taking control. If she reaches out after rejecting you, don't drop everything to accommodate her. Respond on your own terms, maintain your routines, and let her match your energy. Boundaries show that your life is full and that your connection with her is a choice, not a necessity. This dynamic increases her attraction and reinforces the idea that she's coming to you, not the other way around. Taking control also involves timing your moves strategically. Don't rush intimacy, emotional, conversational, or physical. Let her feel that reconnecting with you is an active decision, one she makes because she sees your value and feels drawn to it emotionally. Every interaction should subtly reinforce that you are confident, self-sufficient, and emotionally composed. This balance of approachability and independence is magnetic. Finally, control is about long-term consistency. Show her that you are reliable, grounded, and unwavering in your self-respect. Women who come back after rejection are testing whether the initial attraction was genuine or fleeting. By consistently embodying confidence, independence, and calm authority, you establish yourself as someone worth investing in. She doesn't just come back because of curiosity or regret. She comes back because she recognizes a man who leads his life with purpose and integrity. Taking control doesn't require manipulation or games. It requires self-awareness, patience, and the ability to guide interactions while maintaining your value. When done correctly, this approach transforms a temporary return into genuine interest, respect, and emotional connection. Men, understanding why women come back after rejecting you is about more than just attraction. It's about psychology, timing, and the way you carry yourself. Women return when they feel curiosity, emotional pull, and a sense of value in you that they initially overlooked. They notice your confidence, independence, and the subtle ways you live your life fully without needing their approval. These are the qualities that make you magnetic, not desperate. The key is patience. Reacting too quickly or over-investing destroys the natural tension that creates attraction. Instead, maintain composure, observe her subtle signals, and allow her to experience the emotional gap that her rejection created. Every interaction should reinforce your stability, self-respect, and the life you lead. When she sees that your world doesn't revolve around her, she feels drawn to the very qualities she initially dismissed. Confidence, emotional intelligence, and the ability to take control of interactions set the foundation for her return. Recognize the patterns of curiosity, regret, and emotional triggers. Respond with composure and subtle engagement rather than desperation. Show her that connecting with you is a choice, not an obligation. By mastering these principles, you don't just increase the chances of her coming back. You elevate yourself. You become a man who commands respect, attracts genuine interest, and navigates dating with clarity and authority. Women are drawn to men who live fully, lead their lives with confidence, and create space for natural attraction to grow. Understanding this dynamic gives you control, power, and the ability to turn rejection into opportunity without losing dignity or self-worth.